Welcome to the course of Cryptography and Network Security. So, myself G. Prashanti, Vignan Lara Institute of Technology and Science, Department of Information Technology. This course is for 4th BTech first sem. Okay. So, coming to the contents of this class, in today's class we are going to study the Euclidean algorithm and extended Euclidean algorithm for finding the greatest common divisor of two numbers. Okay. So here greatest common divisor. So for example, if we take two numbers 140 and 12. Okay. So 140, so the divisors of 140 are 5, 7, all these are the divisors of 140. And coming to the divisors of 12, all these are the divisors of 12. So now we have to take the common divisors. Okay. So here the common divisors are 1, 2, 4. Okay, and what is the greatest common divisor? The greatest common divisor. So here 1, 2, 4. Here 4 is the greatest common divisor. Okay, so we can say the greatest common divisor of 140 and 12 is 4. Or we can say that GCD of 140, 12 is equal to 4. Okay, so that is the greatest common divisor. For that we have to take the common divisors of one integer and we have to calculate the divisors of one integer and then divisors of other, and then we have to take the common divisors of these two. Okay, so in that common divisors, which is the greatest? Okay, the greatest is said to be the greatest common divisor. Okay, so here while going through this greatest common divisor, you have to consider two facts here. Fact 1 says that integer 1 has only one divisor itself. Okay, so the number 1, okay, the number 1 or integer 1 has only one divisor, and that is itself only. Okay, and the second fact is that any positive integer like 140, 12, 130, any positive integer has at least two divisors. Okay, so at least two divisors, one and itself, but it can have more. Okay, so if it is like prime numbers, then they will be having one and itself. Okay, if they are like normal integers, then you will be having more also. Okay, so and definition of GCD. So the greatest common divisors of two positive integers is the largest integer that can divide both integers. Okay, so it is said to be the largest integer that can divide both integers. Like we have seen in the previous example, 140 and 12, the greatest common divisor is 4. Okay, so here for calculating that greatest common divisor, here there is an algorithm called as the Euclidean algorithm. Okay, by using this Euclidean algorithm, we can calculate the GCD of two numbers. Okay. So here while calculating that GCD of two numbers with Euclidean algorithm, so the fact 1 says that greatest common divisor of A and 0 will be A only. Okay, so if A is in any integer, if A is any positive integer, and if it is like 0, the other element, the other integer is 0, then the greatest common divisor between this, the greatest common divisor of A and 0 is equal to A only. Okay, and so the fact 2 says that if it is like the greatest common divisor of two integers, two positive integers, okay, A and B. Okay, so then it is equal to GCD of B, that is the second element, comma R, where R is the remainder after dividing A by B. Okay, after dividing A by B, what is the remainder that you will be getting? That remainder and the second element, and then you have to again calculate the GCD. Okay, so it is an recursive one. Okay, Euclidean algorithm, we can say it is a recursive manner. By calculating that recursively, so we can get the GCD of two integers. Okay, so now let's see the algorithm here. So here in the algorithm says that here what you have to initialize two values, R1 value and R2 value. Okay, so here we will be considering two values. Okay, so here we will be considering two variables, R1 variable and R2 variable, where R1 variable is initialized with A value. Okay, so here I want to calculate I want to calculate GCD of A and B. I want to calculate the GCD of A and B. So here R1. So R1 we will be considering R1 variable. So R1 will be initialized to A, whereas R2 is initialized to B. Okay. So here we have to calculate the GCD of two numbers, GCD of two integers. Let the two integers be A and B. Okay. To calculate the GCD of two integers, first we have to initialize two variables. Okay. Let the variables be R1, R2. Okay. So where R1 variable is initialized to the first element A and R2 is initialized to the second element B. Okay. So after initializing, you have to check whether R2 is greater than 0. Okay. So if R2 is greater than 0, okay, after checking that, we will be entering into the loop and then we will be calculating the quotient. Okay. So we will be dividing R1 by R2 and whatever the quotient we will be getting, that will be stored in the variable Q. Okay. After that, we have to calculate the remainder here. Okay. So here the important is your remainder. Okay. So by using that remainder only, already we have said it previously, GCD of B comma R. Okay. So we require that remainder here. So to get that remainder, we will be saying R implies R1 minus Q into R2. Okay. So where it is of the form A equal to Q into N plus R. Okay, already we have studied this statement for divisibility, where there are two integers A and another integer N. So it can be written in the relation A equal to Q into N plus R. Okay, so here your A is your R1. Okay, so A is your R1. So Q is the quotient that we have got by dividing R1 by R2. Okay, so that is your quotient, and here what is your N? The N is R2. Okay, so N is R2 plus R. Okay, so here what we require the remainder. Here we require the remainder. So then R will be equal to R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so that is what we are doing here. Okay, R1 minus Q into R2. So here in Euclidean algorithm, we require, for finding the GCD of two numbers, we require the remainder. Okay, that remainder we are calculating by using this divisibility rule. Okay, where in the divisibility, if two numbers A and N, if we have to divide A by N, okay, we are dividing two numbers A and N. So here it will be written as A equal to Q into N plus R. Okay, so already you know that statement. So here we have to, we have to divide these two numbers R1 and R2, we have to take the remainder here. So for calculating that remainder, what we are doing is that first we are calculating the quotient. Okay, so Q equal to R1 by R2 and we will be getting the quotient here. Okay, after that getting that quotient, what we are doing is that R implies R1 minus Q into R2. How we will be getting that? We will be getting from this relation. Okay, so where A equal to R1, okay, this is the number, and Q. So after dividing, we will be getting a quotient. And what is R2? R2 is nothing but the N. Okay, so here we are doing R1 by R2. So where A is equal to R1 and N is equal to R2. Okay, so Q into R2 plus remainder. So to calculate the remainder, what we have to do? R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so in that way we will be calculating the remainder. After calculating the remainder, we have to assign the values. Okay, we have to assign the values like R1 is assigned with the R2 value and R2 will be assigned with the new R value that you have calculated. Okay, so R1 is assigned with the R2 value and R2 is assigned with the R value that you have calculated now. Okay, so and after that, again you will be checking the R2 value. Okay, so this process continues until R2 is equal to 0. Okay, when R2 becomes 0 or R2 becomes some negative value or some R2 becomes 0 value, then you will be coming out of the loop. Okay, so then you will be coming out of the loop and you will be saying that GCD of A comma B will be your R1 value. Okay, since R2 has become 0 or some negative value, so whatever the R1 value that we are getting, that R1 value will become the GCD of two numbers. Okay, so that is the algorithm for calculating the GCD of two numbers using the Euclidean algorithm. Okay, similarly there is a process given here, a flowchart like. Okay, so where again for calculating, suppose these are the two integers for which we have to calculate the GCD. Okay, for A and B we want to calculate the GCD. So here R1 is assigned with A value. So we are taking two variables, R1 and R2 variable, and R1 is assigned with A variable and R2 will be assigned with the B variable. Okay, so after that what you will be doing, you will be calculating Q equal to R1 by R2. Okay, so after that you will be calculating Q equal to R1 by R2. After calculating Q equal to R1 by R2, so again you have to calculate the remainder equal to R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, since you have got the Q value from R1 by R2, so simply you have to place the value R equal to R1. So this is the R1, so Q already you have calculated, you are having R2 value. So you will be placing the R2 value and you will be calculating this R. Okay, so that will be your R value. After calculating the R value, what you have to do? You have to reassign. Okay, so you have to assign the value. So your R2 will be becoming R1 and R will be becoming R2. Okay, so after that again same process. Again you will be calculating quotient equal to R1 by R2. After calculating the quotient, again you will be using this formula. Okay, so again with the new values of R1 and R2 and quotient, again you will be calculating the R value. Okay, after calculating that R value, again you have to do the shift operation. That is your R2 will be becoming R1 and R will become R2. Okay, so and then again you have to calculate the R value. Okay, so this process continues until until this remainder becomes 0 or some negative value. Okay, so I have to do this process until R will be 0 or some negative value. When your R becomes 0, okay, you will be doing one shift and whatever the R value that will be getting, that is said to be the GCD of two numbers. Okay, so after getting 0, we have to do one shift operation, or we can say again we have to do the assignment R1 equal to R2 and R2 equal to R, and after doing that assignment, whatever the R1 value you will be getting, that is said to be the GCD of two numbers. Okay, so this is the algorithm and this is the process for calculating the GCD of two numbers using the Euclidean algorithm. Okay, so let's see one example for this. Okay, so suppose here find the greatest common divisor of 25 and 60. Okay, so here we have to calculate the greatest common divisor of 25 and 60. So here by using the Euclidean algorithm. Okay, by using the Euclidean algorithm, we have to calculate the GCD of 25 and 60. Okay, so for calculating that, we have to create a table. Okay, so for the table you will be having one Q value. You have to take Q. Q is nothing but the quotient. Okay, so R1 already I have said we will be taking one variable R1 which is assigned to A. Okay, the first number, and we will be having an R2. Okay, so which is will be assigned to B, and then we will be calculating the remainder. Okay, so here since these two numbers, we will be taking A equal to 25 and B equal to 60. Okay, so now you start calculating. So for since R1 is assigned with A value, so here at the first you will be getting R1 25 and R2 is assigned to 60, so R2 will be 60. Okay, so after that what we have to do according to your algorithm, next step is that what you have to do as the next step. As a next step, you have to divide, you have to calculate the quotient by dividing R1 by R2. Okay, now you have to calculate the quotient by saying Q implies R1 by R2. So here if you divide 60 and 25, okay, so 25, 60, okay, since it is like not divisible, we will be getting the Okay, so since it is not divisible, we will be getting quotient as 0. Okay, so you will be getting some 0 point. Since here we don't take any fractional part, so here the quotient will be 0 itself. Okay, so here the quotient is 0. After that we have to calculate R. Okay, so we have to calculate R, where R implies, what is your R value? R implies R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so your R value is equal to R1 minus Q into R2. So here what is your R1 value? Okay, R1 is 25 minus quotient is 0 into R2. So your R2 is 60. Okay, so quotient is 60. So that means that R implies, so since it is becoming 0, so in R value will be 25. Okay, so R will be 25. Okay, so that is the first step, and after calculating this one, okay, after calculating R implies R1 minus Q into R2, what is the second step we have to next? This is your step like 1. And after that you will be doing R implies R1 minus R2, and the third one is initialization. We have to update the values. Okay, we have to update the values of R1 and R2, where we will be updating the R1 value with R2 and R2 value with R. Okay, so we have to update the values of R1 and R2, where R1 is updated with the value of R2 and R2 with R. Okay, so that we will be doing like 60, 25. Okay, so again after that, again same process continues. Again we have to calculate quotient. Okay, now again we have to calculate the quotient Q equal to R1 by R2, that is 60 and divided by 25. Okay, so 60 divided by 25, when you divide 60 by 25, you can do with your calculator. Okay, so when you divide 60 with 25, okay, so we will be getting 25 twos, we will be getting like 50. Okay, so 50, and then you will be getting a remainder like 10. Okay, so here we have to take the quotient. Okay, so here we will be getting quotient equal to 2. Okay, so and quotient equal to 2. After getting the quotient, what next you have to do? You have to calculate the remainder. Okay, so again you have to calculate the remainder, where remainder equal to R1, again R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so what is your R1 value now? So your R1 value is 60 minus, so quotient is 2 into your R2 value is 25. Okay, that is nothing but 60 minus 50 equal to 10. Okay, that is your R value. So 10 is your R value. Okay, so since in calculators you don't get the remainders, when you divide two numbers you will be getting only the quotient. Okay, so you can use the calculator by dividing 60 divided by 25, and whatever the quotient you are getting you can write here, and for calculating that remainder you have to use the formula R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so after that again third step. So again third step, you are updating the R1 and R2 value. So again you will be getting 25, so again and 10. Okay, so again you divide 25 divided by 10. So again you will be getting a quotient as 2, 10 twos 20. Okay, 10 twos 20. So you will be getting a quotient of 2. After that again you have to calculate R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so again your R1 value is 25 minus, so your quotient is 2, and what your R2 is 10. Okay, so again 25 minus 20, that is equal to 5. Okay, so you have to write the remainder as 5. Okay, so since here R2 value is greater than 0. Okay, so since R2 value is greater than 0, again we will be making one updating the values, or we will be shifting the values. Okay, so again you have to calculate the quotient equal to R1 divided by R2. Okay, that means 10 divided by 5. So again we will be getting 2 here. Okay, So again we will be getting 2 here, 5 2s 10. Okay, so and coming to your R value. So coming to your R value, R will be equal to 0. 5 2s 10, you are getting 0. So again you will be getting a remainder of 0. Okay, so here see, here the condition is like R2 equal to 0. It is like not greater than 0. Okay, so now you will be coming out of the loop here. Okay, so before coming out of the loop, again you have to do the initializations. Okay, so now since here R2 is like not equal to 0, since here R2 equal to 0. Okay, so here R2 equal to 0, that means that we are coming out of the loop. Okay, so we will be coming out of the loop and we will be saying that GCD of two numbers is 5. This is your R1 value. Okay, the R1 value will be the result. Okay, so here that is the GCD of two numbers is equal to 5. Okay, so that is the process here for calculating the GCD of two numbers, where we will be taking the variables like Q, where Q represents the quotient, R1 is the R1 and R2 are the two variables, where R1 is initialized to A. Okay, so and R2 is initialized to B and R is the remainder. So here, so since R1 is initialized to A, since we have to calculate the GCD of two numbers 25, 60, we will be taking first number 25, second number 60. After that, we are dividing R1 by R2. Okay, so and whatever the quotient we are getting, we will be writing here. Okay, after writing that quotient, so we have to calculate this R value. So that R value is calculated by using the formula R implies R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so whatever the value we will be getting, we will be writing here. Okay, so again we will be doing the initialization part. Okay, again we will be doing the initialization part, and again so we will be dividing same process. Again R1 is divided by R2. We will be writing the quotient here. Okay, and again from that quotient we will be calculating the R value. Okay, we will be doing that until R2 is equal to 0. Okay, so that is the process for calculating the GCD of two numbers. Okay. Okay. So the same example. Okay. So the same example where. Okay. So this is your another example where you have to calculate the GCD of two numbers 88, 220. Okay. So where your A equal to 288 and your B equal to 220. Okay, so here again we will be taking your quotient Q, okay, R1, two variables R1, R2, and then you have to calculate your remainder. Okay, so here the quotient. So here this quotient can be divided by using Q equal to R1 by R2. Okay, so by using that we can calculate the Q equal to R1 by R2. So here for calculating Q we will be having R1 by R2. Okay, and for calculating R, we are having the formula, so R1 minus Q into R2. Okay, so and after that, the third step is that you have to initialize the values like R1 implies R2 and R2 implies R. Okay, so these are the three steps that you have to do. First you have to do the quotient, first you have to calculate the quotient, and after that you have to calculate the remainder, and after that you will be doing the initialization. Okay, so here first we have to initialize R1 equal to A. Okay, so R1 will be initialized to A value and R2 will be initialized to B value. Okay, so that is why R1 88 and R2 is 220. Okay, so after that first step is the divide, quotient equal to R1 by R2. So here we are dividing 88 and 220 and we will be getting a quotient as 0. Okay, so after that getting the quotient of 0, we have to calculate R value. So here R value, what is R value? R equal to 88 minus, so quotient is 0 into, so 220. Okay, so that is equal to 88. So that is your R value, that is 88. Okay, so after calculating the R value, we have to initialize the values. That is your R1 will be becoming R2 and your R2 will be becoming R value. Okay, After that, again the process repeats. Again we have to start. So Q equal to R1 by R2. Again you divide 220 by 88. Okay, so you will be getting a quotient of 2. So place that 2 here. So after calculating the quotient, again you have to calculate the remainder R equal to, by saying again R2 values. Again you will be having R equal to, so since R1 is 220. Okay, so 220 minus, so quotient is 2 into, so R2 is 88. Okay, so by doing that we will be getting equal to 44. Okay, so you will be getting the value as 44. And after that, again you have to initialize. You have to do the initialization. That is nothing but R1 implies R2 and R2 implies R. Okay, so again same process. Again you will be calculating Q value. So here the Q value will be equal to 2. So after that, again you will be calculating your R value. So where R equal to R1 minus Q into R2. So here we will be getting like 0. Okay, so again we will be doing the initialization. So again this and this. Okay, so since here R2, so here we can see that R2 is greater than 0. Okay, after doing the initialization, after doing the updation, okay, again we will be going for the while loop. Okay, when we go for the while loop, we can say R2 is greater than 0. Since R2 is greater than 0, what will be the result? Your R1 will be the GCD. Okay, so this is your R1. Okay, since R1 is the R1 equal to 44, so the GCD of 88, 220 is 44. Okay, so in that way we can calculate the GCD of two numbers by using the Euclidean algorithm. Okay, so where the three important steps are: first you have to calculate the quotient, and then by using this formula you have to calculate the R, and third then is that you have to initialize the values, and then you will be checking this R2 value. Okay, so your R2 value, if it is greater than 0. Okay, so and the loop will be rotating until R2 is greater than 0. Okay, so when your R2 becomes 0, it means that you have come to the result. Okay, so your R1 value will be the result. Okay, thank you.